What's up? I'm Seth Berlin. I'm out here. This is actually my residence, the home I grew up in, more accurately, right here, Orem, Utah. Basically, I submitting this video to the STRT campaign to give some advice, explain a little bit what I'm passionate about, what I'm involved in, and why I'm a starter. So I come from a family of 5 brothers, so it's always been super competitive. Right here, it's where growing up had many arguments, intense basketball games, people getting upset, and a lot of hard-driven competition. Right over here is the football field, and our soccer goal was right here, this fence behind us. I have always loved entrepreneurship from being very, very young, and it was partial or in part because it's kind of been the route my father's taken, which has been super awesome because it's given him flexibility to be at my different sporting events, my activities, cheer me on, and be very, very flexible, and also provide unique value to the people he serves. What for me, growing up, again, it was my parents have always been super, super supportive of my dreams. I've never been told, no, you can't do that, or you shouldn't do that. It was always the philosophy of how much I believe in something is going to be manifest in how hard I work. So things I love and things that I really can catch a vision for, I work extremely hard at. Other things that I don't enjoy doing, I try to avoid doing those. If I don't love it, why do it? I think is the Steve Jobs commencement speech, which he just nails right on the head of find what you love and stick with it. And again, like I mentioned early on, I've had a love and a passion for entrepreneurship. Playing lots of different sports. Growing up, it was always pretty expensive to go on trips, to go to different camps, and having a lot of siblings, my parents just say, hey, look, we support you, but you're gonna find a way to fund it if you really care about it. So that's what I did. I sold everything from Fat Boy ice cream sandwiches, door to door, out here in my neighborhood, to banner and advertisement space in our high school gym, Lehigh Roller Mills packaged like rolls and bread mixes, garden vegetables from right over there, basically everything. And growing up, that was awesome. It was really, really hard for me at first, and then I began to love it. I love people-to-people interaction, and that's what business is, right? It's connecting with people, building trust, understanding their needs, and serving them. So that's a little bit of my background, and fast forward a little bit, I got together with a buddy, first semester of college, and we thought, look, what are a few problems? What bugs us? What do we miss right here on college campus? And everyone was paying an insane amount of tuition, housing. There's so many fees, so many costs. They're living on their own, and everyone's in a hurry. Everyone has a busy schedule, and we're like, what can we do? And we noticed on campus, every meal, anytime you want to get food on campus, it was going to cost you between $9 to $12. So we were like, look, we got to come together. We got to create something, have it here on campus that students can get and have a meal for under $3. And the only thing, we went through a lot of ideas, the only thing that we could get under $3 was cereal. And we both missed but had grown up on cereal. So we created a little cereal bar, got an app developed where we ran deliveries to and from classrooms. This was all about a year ago. Ran it for about 4.5 months. Reached top sales of about $450, and we grew a really, really fun brand. You can go check it out. It's at Spoon SLC on Instagram, and it was really, really fun. But I learned a ton from it because it wasn't easy, and that's one thing I love about entrepreneurship. Running your own venture, starting your own venture, is there's not a clear path of how you're going to get from where you're at now to your goals. It's basically, my best advice is to keep your feet moving, keep ideas going, pursue all of them just a little bit, and then hold on to what works. It's really a process of trial and error, and it's about building a team. The most successful businesses that I've read about, learned about, studied, always have an incredible founding team that care a lot about the issue they're trying to solve, the pain point that they're alleviating. So back to my story again, surround yourself and listen to advice, but often know when you have to decide and you have to just make your own decision. There were a lot of assumptions that we had, or advice that we took perhaps that didn't help us, and we weren't as flushed out on our assumptions at the beginning that we should have been. So we ran into some problems, but overall we learned a ton. We created a brand, we offered a service, we loved it. And now we went through the summer, we were going to raise money for that. We were going to up our app. We were in communication with the university to license it or to partnership with them. And the answer we got was we weren't loving it anymore. It was adding more stress to our lives than was helpful or needful. So we decided to change our routes. We left that behind. I moved on to something else. And I'm out here at my house because what we're doing now, and this is my other piece of advice, is to be resourceful and always, always, always seek your customer validation. Make sure that the idea you have before you start it, that there's a need for it, that your customers want it. It's a lot better to find out before you put money into your idea, before you launch your idea, than to find out 3, 4, 5 months down the road or a year down the road and realize, oh, that's not what your customers want. If you're building software and you build amazing software, but it's not what the customer wants, you waste a lot of money. So advice number 2 is be resourceful and always, always seek customer validation. So this is the story to go along with it. This is my backyard. My sister got married about 2 years ago, I guess in the summer. And we, just like everywhere else here in Utah, weddings are happening all the time. And it's really, really expensive to find a venue, to host a reception, all of that. And so we decided we were just going to use our backyard. Right here, it's kind of dead now. It's middle of February. In the summer, a couple years ago, it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. My mom, really, really creative, great at decorating. It made it look super nice. We had lights, we had a pavilion, we had chairs and tables out here, all nicely decorated. But we were still missing something. And one thing we had to do right over here was a really, really old fence. And as you can see now, this wood is pretty new. It's nice. It's not leaning over, not falling down. Before it was falling apart. My brothers and I had played soccer here all grown up. We'd kick the soccer ball against it. Pieces of the wood were falling apart. It was leaning, and we had to yank out all the old wood. And that wood was laying in a pile right over here in that trailer, and we were going to take to the dump. Then our neighbor came by, and she was like, whoa, you guys should do something with this wood. And we're like, what should we do with it? She said, well, build something out of it, do something. And we thought, okay. We asked her more questions, and she helped us out and helped build our first backdrop. And now what we have right here is the Berlin backdrops. So it's a good looking backdrop here for any event, not just weddings. But in this example out here in the lawn, my sister and her husband stood there as people came, wished them well, walked through the reception line, thanked them, whatever, wished them the best. So these backdrops, again, we made ourselves a little bit of vintage wood out of the fence that we were going to throw away initially, and we put some screws in it to make it stable. We have 2 of them. One is currently out with the customer, and up to this point, we've had about 50 customers. So we've, from my experience in that other venture and with Spoonful and delivering cereal around campus to improve and better people's lives, now the idea, the dream, the vision is to make people's events much smoother, less of a hassle. So add a little bit of a creativity, a little bit of a touch of little extra sprinkles on top of their big event, their wedding. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't want to worry about, and they're willing to pay a premium for. So we still don't want to be outrageously priced. So we've been playing with that, trying to find what works best. And to date have, again, about 55 customers. As we were here, we had no real plan of using this, turning into a business. But over and over, the people at my sister's wedding kept making comments like, oh, that's so pretty, that's so cute. I love that, where did you get it? And afterwards we thought, now they're just sitting here at our house, what are we gonna do with them? So we just let a few of the neighbors, a few of the friends, family, use it for their events, their weddings, and we continue to hear the same comments. So that's when we listed it on KSL Classifieds, on Facebook Marketplace, and that, again, for the last 1.5 years, have been renting it out on weekends. So hopefully this $500 from start will enable us to put more into marketing and put some Google ads, Facebook ads out there, and then also create and make a plan for our first hire, so that we can start to automate, have it self-sustaining, and create jobs, create value for other people. That's one thing I love about creating business, is it boosts, you're not only serving a customer need, but you're also creating opportunity for those you hire. That's a little bit about me. All you starters out there, keep after it, be resourceful, seek customer validation, and be so persistent. You're gonna run into so many issues, but that is what's so fun, is it's not lined out what type of hurdles you're gonna meet, but it's you, the business, the idea, and up to you to be as resourceful as you can to make it happen. See you later.